My ex-bosses are gonna hate me for this, but so I'm a little bit drunk because I drank too much champagne. I was drinking Veuve Clicquot while watching the movie The Widow Clicquot. And I highly recommend doing that as an experience because I think it's a perfect pairing, right? And it got me thinking of this champagne story when I was working for a really prestigious orchestra in Montreal. I can't believe I'm sharing this. But one year, the volunteers wanted to do something special. Every year they had a different project where they wanted to do something to sell before the holidays. And what they decided to do one year, and this was in the first years I was working for the orchestra, they wanted to create a recipe book that was done by the musicians of the orchestra, including the maestro. But a lot of people don't know this, but orchestras, it's quite prestigious. Like the salaries for the musicians that work in the orchestra are actually pretty good. This is a part-time job, and their salaries are pretty high. I think at the time, this was like decades ago, like maybe 15, 20 years ago. The first violinist was making $250,000, and the director, the music director, or the conductor, if you will, was making like more than $1 million. So it's quite a bit. It's quite considerable, and that's actually in the lower scale of the world of orchestras. And I don't think a lot of people are very aware of that. Anyways, I digress. But the recipe of the maestro was what to do with leftover champagne, right? Don't you hate when that happens, when there's leftover champagne? You just never know what to do with it, right? So the recipe the recipe was canard à l'orange with champagne. And I don't know, I was just reading through it and it just made absolutely no sense because you have to be in a really bougie house to have leftover champagne. When I open a bottle, there is there is none left. It doesn't exist. So yeah, if you're ever in that position, just know that there are things and there are recipes that you can do with leftover champagne, because that's just so annoying, isn't it? Thank God for those recipes. Thank God.